I can tell you exactly when it started within me, when I became the people pleaser. And it was that my dad, he didn't like kids. And I felt that when I was a little toddler. It's just this unconscious language that's there. It's the energy in the household. I felt I annoyed him just by being there. So in those days, my dad, he was a smoker. And because I was not feeling comfortable, and he never hurt me in any way, shape and form, but it was his energetic withdrawal from me that I felt when I was a toddler. And my dad smoked, and he had always had a breast pocket with his matches in or his lighter. But he misplaced that all the time. So I found out a way to get him to like me. And that was that I made it my little mission to notice where his matches, they were misplaced. And what I would do is when he was just about to have a fag, what I did was I knew exactly where they were. So I'll run on my small legs, I'll run over there, I'll find the matchbox, and I'll run back to him and I'll say, here you go, Daddy, that's for you. And in that moment, he liked me because I provided something for him. That's a people pleaser. Every people pleaser out there grew up in a setting where they didn't feel safe. That's what happened. So if you are a people pleaser, that part in you is so protective of your vulnerability. It's all about looking after the other people out there. You have other care, but you do not have self-care. So what happens if we are living our life where the people pleaser is basically our whole identity? What happens is that we don't hear our soul's call. That's what happens. And that's a tragedy. So the drawback for a people pleaser is that we don't hear exactly what is good for us. And what happens is that our body will start to break down. It will start to have some symptoms of not being aligned with our soul. That's what happens. When we do voice dialogue and we invite our shadow side in, then what happens is that we become more self-assertive. We do not say yes when we mean no. We have boundaries, much firmer boundaries. That's what happens. So I just wonder, where are you in your life? Are you a people pleaser? Are you looking after everyone's needs? So when somebody says, oh, can you pick up my kids after school? And you feel this anxiety already, and we say, oh yeah, of course I can, no problem. And you pick up the kids and you're frustrated and you feel the pressure inside of you because you said yes when you actually should have said no, because you don't actually have the time to pick up the other kids. So that's what happens. We forget our own needs. And in fact, we don't know our own needs. That's what happens. There's nothing wrong with you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. It's just that it might be that the people pleaser is running your life. The good side and the benefits of having a people pleaser in your life is that people like you. They like you a lot because you always feel so warm and you have this strange, almost magical side to you where you sense what people need. Oh, do you want a glass of water? Oh yeah, I would love one. Or you will just sense that energetically they're a little bit down. You'll pick that up and you'll ask them, hey, how are you? And you see a person that comes into the room and they're quite big and you can sense that they're uncomfortable being big. And you say, you know, you look lovely in that shirt. That really is a lovely shirt. And you do that because you want them to feel better about themselves. That's the beauty with the people pleaser, the pleaser. They have a magical way of being in the world and make people feel good. The other thing is that being a people pleaser is like the oil in a family. It's like making everything slippery, because the people pleaser will come in and it will just diffuse anything that could turn into a conflict. It's like if you have a hand grenade, they come before that hand grenade is going off. They come in and they diffuse it and they smooth things out, and they are expert in smoothing things out. And they can see all different sides and make everyone, having a good, what can you call it? A good outcome. That's what it's all about, good outcomes. For others, not for themselves. So the disowned self is the self-assertive part in us that is disowned. It's under the table, it's under the carpet. It doesn't really come out. And what happens is that we don't live a fulfilled life. If we don't put ourselves first, then we don't have a fulfilled life, because we don't hear our soul's call. We don't hear it. So the whole idea is to live a balanced life, where there is a little bit of dance between the people pleaser and the self-assertive one. When we can pull both sides, then there's a dance, and we get what we want, and the others, they get what they want as well.